Rob Zombie missed the chance to fix one of the biggest mistakes in the Halloween franchise. Let's talk about it.
I shot him 6 times. This guy, man, he's not human.
What's up, I Like Scary? I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having an awesome day. It feels great to be a horror fan. So you all want to talk about an article over on Screen Rant about how Rob Zombie had the chance to fix, one of the biggest mistakes in the Halloween franchise, but it was a missed opportunity. I want to get into that. This is going to be very interesting. But before we get started, definitely smash the like button because it definitely helps. So you all over on Screen Rant. It basically says that Halloween's reboot could have fixed Michael Myers' story by avoiding a mistake John Carpenter regretted. So we all know about how John Carpenter actually regretted the sibling. The sibling attachment to this franchise was kind of rushed from what I heard and everything. And he actually did not want to do a sequel to the 78. He just wanted it to be his standalone story. The original plan was for it to be like an anthology, and Michael was just one of those stories. But us as fans loved Michael Myers as a character in the story so much. We wanted more. We requested more, and John Carpenter actually, pushed forward with Halloween 2, and that's how the sibling aspect got revealed. And yeah. So in Halloween 2, we kind of get the reveal with Marion Chambers and Loomis. We all remember that scene in the car.
That girl, that Strode girl, that's Michael Myers' sister.
And, kind of touching on it, she revealed to Loomis that Lori was Michael's younger sister, and she was put up for adoption after the death of Michael's parents. This gave Michael a reason to target Lori when he returned to Haddonfield, but that actually made Michael Myers a lot less scary and mysterious. A big part of the success of the character of Michael Myers in the first Halloween movie is that his reasons for killing his sister and later Lori's friends and never revealed, so he's basically killed at random, which made him quite dangerous and evil. The sibling storyline continued throughout the Cult of Thorn. So you guys, yeah, I do agree with that. So it was almost like Michael explained now, mythology kind of just giving Michael an excuse to kill. And I think that is kind of the play where you can actually say that Michael doesn't have a motive and he just, he's just scary. He's killing randomly. He just, out there just taking people out that's in front of him. He's a killer shark, like Freddy said in Resurrection. But yeah, I think when Michael has no motive, that's what makes Michael Myers a lot more scarier because he has no reasoning. He has, nothing to push him to do it. He just kills people, and that makes him a lot more dangerous and evil. But in Halloween 2, they brought up the sibling aspect, and it kind of gave him a motive. So it's almost like he just wanted to take out his sister. He wouldn't just kill people randomly. He wouldn't just, you come across Michael's path, he'll take you out, he'll kill you for no reason being. And I think that's what makes Michael scary when he has no motive. And to kind of jump over with everything, with Rob Zombie's Halloween, we had Scout Taylor Compton playing, the character Laurie Strode, and it kind of dived in more of his backstory and explaining Mike with the mythology, and that plays a big part on why people don't, enjoy Rob Zombie's Halloween. Personally, I do. But one thing I think that was interesting with Rob Zombie's Halloween is that he kind of went with his own twist and kind of gave Michael a reason to be messed up how he was, and that was very interesting because it kind of made Michael have a reason to coming up, growing up to be a psychotic serial killer, and just how his household handled him, with Shirley Moon Zombie and everything, and the layers and the situations he's went through. It's almost like he's a product of his environment, if that makes sense. But I didn't like that, angle because I feel like it makes it scarier when he just does that out of nowhere. You know, he just kills Judith and he has no reason, almost like he was curious or something was calling him to do that. You know, and I feel like when you put it down on paper or set in stone and kind of have it like this glorified title of yes, he did this because, I think that kind of definitely makes Michael a lot less scary because he has reasoning and he has motive and things like that. So I feel like, you know, all around with this article with Scream, where they're kind of just touching on basically how Rob Zombie had a chance to just make the sibling aspect just be completely erased. So when you do it like that, he could have just been taking people out. You got Tyler Mane already just huge, a beast, a giant of Michael Myers, and he's just killing. So just to have him just come around just killing people in Haddonfield, and you got like Annie and, you know, Lori and Linda, I think that would have been very terrifying. Almost like he has, you know, no reason and kill. He just picking people out one by one by one. And, you know, John Carpenter, he originally did not want to go with the sibling aspect, but to make the story, he felt to make it stretch longer and more explaining, he kind of did it. But he says, you know, in this article, he regretted it, which I definitely feel him on that. And to kind of dive into more of what this was, you know, being talked about in this article, when Zombies Halloween remake was in development, he opened up about his vision for Michael Myers and stated he wanted to reinvent him to make him scary again and want him to be true to what a psychopath really is. Like Zombie also said, he would have delved deeper into Michael's backstory to add new life to him, and when it comes to his motives for returning to Haddonfield 15 years later, he wanted them to be ambiguous in order to raise the question of whether he was trying to kill Lori or just find her because he loves her. But that didn't turn out as he envisioned. Through the backstory, he gave Zombie gave Michael clear reasons to be the way he is and justified his horrible actions, totally forgetting that the audience isn't supposed to sympathize with him. They have to fear him. Zombies Halloween 2 made it worse as he gave Michael visions of his mother, Ghost, and a younger version of him. So basically, I agree with that. I see what Zombie tried to do. You know, Rob Zombie tried to do with Halloween 2. Try to put us like in a POV of Michael and show us what, you know, possibly of something he could possibly see, but it kind of transferred over to Scout and everything. I just didn't enjoy the White Horse with Sherry Moon Zombie, but I don't want to keep talking about that. But as we get over to that, it seemed that Rob Zombie thought that Michael was no longer scary. He wasn't, you know, after that the storyline and everything that he's, you know, seen with John Carpenter, he thought that wasn't scary for some reason. He said he wanted to make Michael scary again, but I felt that when we got into 78, that was probably one of the scariest Michaels, because you got this guy, you know, who's trailing through the streets of Haddonfield, and you're seeing just shoulder shots of him, and you're wondering if it's a man under that mask, and you get the mask reveal in 78, and it is a guy that is breathing loud, and he's just killing, you know. And we didn't know at that point it's Lori's siblings with Michael or their brother and sister, but we found out in Halloween 2 they were, and that kind of plays in the part why David Gordon Green erased it, because, you know, a lot of people that view Halloween, they think that Michael and Lori are brother and sister, but in this one, you know, the trilogy we just got, they erased it. I feel like, look at how that played out. It was more of like, we got the reveal when Hawkins was like, it was never about you, you know. Michael, he just wants to, you know, basically he just wants to go home. Like Lonnie said, you line up all of Michael's kills, it leads up to the house and, you know, where he wants to go. And I think that's what made it scary, because it's almost like Michael's a killing machine. Everyone that was in his path and in his way, he took out for no reasoning. You know, Michael just had a straight goal to get home. And if you think about it, that's what makes that trilogy so powerful in certain angles, because it's stages, because it started Halloween night, you know, 2018 when he escapes. And then people forget that that whole story leads up into the next film that's taking place in the same night, which is Halloween Kills, when the house is burning. So you got to think Michael did not even get to his house, you know, until the end of Kills. You know what I'm saying? That's what people forget. So he was on a mission. You know, he's getting through all these stages. He's taking people out along the way, and he finally gets to his house. And that's when he takes out Big John and Little John, and think about it. And he ends up getting took out his house because Karen has the mask. You want your mask, come and get it. He leaves out. It's almost like, I'm not saying feel bad for Michael, but it was like they were fucking with him, because, you know, he gets out, he's like, okay, give me my mask back so I can go back to the house. You know, my head's out here and bald, you know, and he gets out the house and he even wipes his hands clean with the mop, and guess where he goes? Karen's in his window and everything, where everything took place. And you saw how Halloween Kills ended. Michael he lets loose on Karen. He stabbed her aggressively, and then we find out at Halloween Ends that the house got tore down and Bulldogs is no longer there, and it forced Michael to go into the cave. So a lot of stuff is explained. It's just there, and some people don't understand it. But it's really deep when you sit here and think about the Halloween franchise, because it kind of goes back to Rob Zombie. He stuck with the sibling aspect. How would Rob Zombie's Halloween would have played out if it wasn't a sibling, a connection here? You think about how David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy played out. It kind of makes me think, because Tyler Mane was fucking brutal. So to have him just slashing and going through everybody with no motive, and he's going from house to house, and he's not targeting Scout or anything like that. He's just more of just trying to just kill. But in this one, it even gets down to the point where he takes the picture out the coveralls and he's like, we're siblings, look. And she stabs him. It was almost kind of confusing, because it's like he had love for, I know it's his sister, because the Michael that we know, he wouldn't have pulled even Michael in Halloween 2, he was still trying to take Laurie out. From our knowledge with Dick Warlock, it was aggressive, a lot of scenes through the hospital. And in this one, he's like trying to show her, like, hey, we're brother and sister, we can kill together type shit. But that's the vibe it looked like. But then when she stabs him, it's like he gets upset, like, oh yeah, F you then, you want to be on bull crap and try to do this, and I'm trying to tell you that we're brother and sister. But that's when it kind of got like, I felt that's when all the stuff dropped, when you start seeing things like that in Rob Zombie's Halloween, where he kind of had a lot of human to him, because that's some human shit to do, to pull the picture out and realize this is your sibling. He's carrying her, remember he's walking with her, and I feel like a big Michael like that, such a giant, it would have been very scary to see him, just kill for no reason. And I think that's where Rob Zombie missed his opportunity, because you could have took the same steps as David Gordon Green with the Halloween trilogy. And I'm not gonna lie, that kind of did help when you took that sibling aspect away, because it was weird, but it was creepy when Hawkins said that in the hospital bed, and he was like, basically saying, it's not about you, Laurie. He kind of, Dr. Zartan and everything brought Michael down to Laurie, and the story reunited. And it made it scary. It was like, and it kind of made you feel pointless. We following Laurie's story, and I know it felt pointless for Laurie, because it was like, you're getting ready with guns, you're hopping in Rambo mode, you're telling your family, like, he's coming. Whole time, he's coming, but it's not for you. It's, it's more of him just being in the area by luck, because of Dr. Zartan. It was never about you. So you jacked your life up for 40 years. He was mentally that much in your life, just in there without being physically there. He messed your life up without being there, And they're not even siblings, so that's crazy. Just the fact when Allison clears it up with Dave and Vicky, and he was like, "What? Didn't they say it was your grandmother, your brother?" And so she's like, "No, that was just a rumor." Cleared it up ASAP, and it kind of made stuff more understanding. So, yeah, you guys, comment down below what you all think about everything we just talked about. Do you think if Rob Zombie would have snatched out the sibling aspect, could that have made the Halloween 2007 film a little bit better and more understanding? And maybe could have kind of laid down a different blueprint, and Michael would have been in different situations, and we could have seen the story from a different angle. Or do you, just comment down below. Do you think, are you a sibling type of fan? Do you enjoy the sibling aspect, or did you enjoy the sibling not just being incorporated in the franchise? Comment down below, you guys. But unfortunately, it's the end of the video. Don't forget to hit me on my social medias. I like Scary on Instagram. I like Scary _ on TikTok. Brandon on Facebook. I like Scary on Twitter. And yeah, you guys, right there where it says subscribe, definitely click subscribe to help out the channel. It definitely helps. And also where you can click and join Patreon. Click and join Patreon, man. I got some cool exclusive stuff coming out with all the projects we got coming to the channel. But yeah, I want you to watch some horror movies. Stay scary out there. I love you all. Peace. Until next time.